Hey everybody, you see this? Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you watched my last video, you already know that we were able to get this cattle panel trellis tunnel erected again because it had fallen with some really strong winds that we had. So, yes, I'm so happy, you guys. We had some strong winds blow through here a few days ago, and well, it was longer than that. It was probably about a week, a little over a week ago, and those winds blew this trellis over, and it flattened my corn. So I'm really happy, you guys. I live in Southern California in the high desert, and we're known to get some pretty extreme things happening. So, we had some really strong winds blow through here, and it took this whole thing down. In fact, it snapped these U posts that I had in here, which is the shorter one, and we replaced it with these T posts, which are much more sturdy. It holds up so much better. So yeah, I mean, our winds is not like Hurricane Ida, which I'm really saddened to see a lot of the devastation and destruction. It's nothing like that. And you guys, I stay in prayer for those who went through that whole experience of that hurricane. I've been watching the footage and the videos, and it's just crazy. It looked like we were going to get some rain. We've been having fires for the last few days or so. We've been having brush fires and stuff, and so our air has been really smoky, and that's just something that we were contending with. Anyways, you guys, I wanted to bring you along to show you some things that it has changed in my garden. For one, this trellis being erected again. Two, my kids came out and did a little weeding for me. And so a lot of my pots here are minus some of the majority of the weeds that was crowding them. So that's good. And I just wanted to update you on some of the things that are doing great, like this moringa is doing great. And I actually have a tomato growing on this tomato plant. For the first time this whole season, this plant is actually growing a tomato. It struggled. Ever since I planted it in that pot, in that container, it struggled. So, but I went through, and if you notice, I have no more tall sunflowers or corn in my garden. I know you probably looked at it and was like, okay, something's missing, right? And that's what it is. I took out, I don't know if you remember right here, I had that real tall one, and it's gone. And all throughout the middle sections of my beds, I had a row of sunflowers, and well, they were all gone too. I took them all out. They were already diseased, and the heads were drying out, and so I figured I'd go in and take them down so I can get these beds ready for some fall winter crops that I want to plant. But all that corn and those big sunflowers are gone. There's the corn stalks down there that I pulled, and then the sunflower stalks are over there, but they're all out of these beds. So What I'm left with here is just a whole bunch of tomatoes and peppers. Look at this tomato. It's one of the things that's going to get harvested today. I need to harvest a lot of these peppers because a lot of them are ready. I want to pickle these banana peppers. I just need to let them get a little bit bigger. But I have a lot of peppers that are ready, so I need to get out here and get them all picked and stored away until I decide what I'm going to do with them. There's one down in there. So, yeah. And then I wanted to show you I trimmed back some of my plants. Look at this squash, this yellow zucchini that I had that was giving me a lot of zucchini. And this is the one that I got from my old Kentucky homestead for the Mystery Seed Challenge. This one I had to cut way back because the leaves were getting diseased and full of bugs, and so I had to cut it way back, and I'll try and allow it to regrow itself. And then I did the same over here. If you remember those real big dark green zucchini plants, I cut them way back. Now you can see the tomato plant that I planted in between them. It's now visible. And there's some beets in there too that grew. So, yeah. And I'm watching this watermelon. It's still getting bigger and developing, so I'm just keeping an eye on him. And then these white patty pans are what I'm going to harvest out of tonight for dinner. So I'm going to be cutting these up and bringing them in. Only what I need for dinner though. I'm not going to harvest all of them. And if you remember, I got this plant from a mystery seed swap challenge participant, Beck's Corner Garden. But everything looks so different now. It looks so wide open and see-through and empty. When the corn stalks was there and the sunflowers, you couldn't see through the foliage, and you could. All this back here was a mystery. Oh, look at these pomegranates, you guys. These pomegranates are huge, and they're starting to turn red, so we're getting there. They're not going to be ready until about October. That's when they're usually ready anyways. So, but yeah, my garden is changing and transforming, transitioning, because summer is almost over. And usually for us, the triple digits stop after August. So I'm looking forward to having some really cooler, better weather. And so I'm going to start planting some things that still like it a little warm to germinate and start and grow. Oh, look at these beans. Look at that. Those are so pretty. Look at the color. I forget what these are called. I'll put it on the screen. But there's a lot of them growing in here. There's some back over there. You guys, I don't remember if I told you that there's a loofah in my peach tree. I couldn't figure out what this mystery volunteer plant was that was growing and swallowing up both of my peach trees and growing all crazy in my watermelon patch, and that's what that turned out to be. Which is good because I have no more loofah seeds because I kept planting them and was trying to figure out why they weren't growing, but I guess the reason for that is because the birds kept getting them. And they either carried them off or pooped them out in that area and planted it for me. So now I'm going to have a whole bunch of seeds. There's a lot of things that I want to get done out here. Just right now, I'm not able to get out here and do everything that I want to do. If you remember, this was all full of grass weeds. There's still some in my strawberry tower here, along with some other weeds. But all this was just full of that grass weed. Finally got that all pulled up. So I'm going to go for another round of cucumber. Plant another round of cucumber and some more melons and some more beans. And so, and you guys, I haven't even shown you this, what's been going on with my lemon tree here. I've got these fruits. And from what I can tell, I have 2 at least. So I'm happy for that because I wasn't expecting any. Because all the flowers and everything had fell off and I was having issues with this plant before. And look at it now, it's doing great. My orange is not doing so great. Something is going on with it, and I have since fertilized it. I don't know, these leaves are looking really pale. And that's why I decided to fertilize it. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rest of these tomatoes vines picked up. I was supposed to have done that a long time ago and I just didn't get around to it. So I'm going to go ahead and get those picked up and pinned up. So that'll look neater and I can walk through there actually. And then I'm going to go on ahead and over here I'm going to get some more of these tomatoes taken out. Tomato row was a bust for me this year for a number of reasons. I did not change the water system over here. I was still using the old water system that I changed all the rest of my boxes and containers to a new watering system. And it worked pretty good for them. These tomatoes right here on tomato row are doing pretty good, and these peppers. So I'm going to keep them for a little while longer. I just wanted to bring you over here so I can show you. There's a couple of melons that I'm going to harvest. They're canary yellow melon. You can see that one there. And then there's one in this container box over here. You see him back in there. That one is still a little green yet. This other one though is more golden. So I'll probably go on ahead and take that one off. And then there's some tomatoes over here that I need to get that are ready as well. Quite a few of them actually. So that's always good. And then you guys, I noticed that over here I have a single Tigger melon. Look at that. And he's growing on the wrong side of the fence. He's growing on the inside of the chicken run. I guess it's a good thing I didn't care for those too much. So if it ripens and falls in there, I guess the chickens will have a treat because I'm not going to worry over that one. I really didn't like the flavor when I tried them for the first time. This garden looks like a mess right now, but I'm going to start cleaning it up and getting it ready. I got some more tomatoes that just started on this homestead tomato. I thought these were determinants, but this seems to be, maybe it's a semi-determinant. And there's a red one, a ripe one in the back. It looks real pretty too. Look at that color. So I guess I'll grab him too. I guess they're semi-determinant because it just put on some new flowers and some new fruit. So anyways, you guys, let me get this stuff collected and harvested, and then I will show you a photo of everything that I managed to get out of here, and then I will show you what I'm gonna do with it for dinner tonight. I'm planning on doing a video series that I will post up every Friday showing how I cook the recipes that I make using the items that I harvest out of my garden. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be really interesting. I'm going to call that Foodie Friday. And every Friday there will be a new video posted of a different recipe from something that I've harvested out of my garden. And I'm going to show you how I use it to feed my family. So stay tuned for that. That's up and coming. So as always, you guys, God bless.